Joining us now to talk about investor interest in this week's and the year's biggest IPOs is J.J. Kinahan, Chief Market Strategist at TD Ameritrade. Just overall, given that this is vaccine week too, J.J., and the markets, markets are off a little, even with the IPO backdrop and the vaccine. What's happening?
Well, so a couple of things, Joe. First of all, our clients were actually net sellers of stocks in November for the first time since February. So I think that that's very interesting overall. People are like that, think retail's just going out and going crazy. I find it really interesting that as we head to the end of the year, people have lightened up exposure to the market overall. As far as the IPOs the last few days, they've been interesting to our clients, but not, things that are in the top 10 or anything like that in terms of overall volumes as a percentage of volume for that day. We did see DoorDash with good volume. I will say Airbnb had more than twice the interest of DoorDash from our clients. And what's also interesting to me is the millennial interest. About 41% of the trades that were done in DoorDash were millennial, and about 45% of the trades that were done in Airbnb were our millennial clients. And I think that reverts back to something you and I talked about earlier in the spring, and the fact that perhaps millennials are going to be the first people to use things like that, as we talked about with the cruise lines, et cetera. So I think that sort of reasoning ties in a little bit. But overall, I would say our client base has had not quite as strong a reaction as I've seen some others have to the two IPOs that just came out. Palantir, when that came out, had a much stronger interest.
So the timing of the vaccine, does that make you think that a lot of the gains have already been realized in the stock market, or do we continue to gain when we start the vaccine rollout and actually completely reopening up, hopefully someday?
Well, we all hope soon, right, Joe? But I would tell you this, I think that what it really does is mean we're going to have more volatility. Awesome that we got a vaccine. I think we're all so excited about it. But there's so many logistical questions about how we get it out to people that I would expect that to continue to be a roller coaster. We're all agreed, as Becky was just talking to Stacey about, we're all agreed the first line people, responders, police, firemen, nurses, doctors, God bless them all, are the first ones to get it. But after that, it starts to become a question. And then you talk about the fact if it has to stay frozen, how do you get it to rural areas?
Right.
So there's a lot of questions there.
All right, we got to run. We're almost, it's almost 9 o'clock. J.J. Kinahan, thanks. Have a great weekend.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.